Hi, hope you're having a great day. You're watching JG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm going to be talking about how What If Season 1 sets up Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. Which, if you're like me and it's really hyped about Multiverse of Madness, then you definitely want to watch this whole entire video. Because What If definitely sets up a lot of key things for Multiverse of Madness that are probably going to be really important to the movie. So definitely make sure to watch the whole video so you get the full breakdown of how What If sets up Multiverse of Madness, the important takeaways from What If that will probably be added on to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and characters that will probably show up that were in What If to Multiverse of Madness. So all that is going to be in this video, so you should definitely make sure to watch the whole thing, and I definitely think you'll enjoy it a lot. But before that, please make sure to leave a like. It would very much help out the video. So if you end up finding this video informative or enjoyable, then please leave a like. It really helps out the video. So please and thank you. As well as subscribe for more content like this. I cover a lot of Marvel, as well as I cover a lot of other movies. So if you want coverage just on movies in general or shows, then definitely make sure to subscribe so you get all that good content. And lastly, comment down below on what your thoughts on What If Season 1. And what is one character from What If Season 1 that you want to see show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. For me, it's definitely Doctor Strange Supreme. Just saying, he was awesome. But I definitely want to hear your character that you want to show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness down below. That's a tongue twister. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Okay, definitely tell me down in the comments down below. Okay, now let's get started. Okay, so What If Season 1 was like our first true look at the multiverse, and as you know, Doctor Strange 2 will be about multiverse, as the title itself says it, Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. So What If, like I said, was truly the first look at the multiverse. Technically, What If, I mean Loki, if you want to count that, but in Loki, it was barely created at the end. This time, we truly get to see like different universes with different outcomes and all that type of stuff, and they were actually quite interesting. At least in my opinion, I really liked a lot of these different universes, and I just love exploring the possibilities. And this is one of the first things that What If sets up for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is that it sets up universes that Doctor Strange could travel to in that movie that we will recognize as fans that watch the show. For example, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna go to the Captain Carter universe, or at least Captain Carter is gonna show up in our universe, because she has been heavily rumored to show up in that movie, and I do think that she will show up in that movie. I think she was really put in the spotlight in What If. She was used like the most promotional material, and if you have seen my video or not, here I'll leave you the link. I do think that they're setting up her own show for Disney Plus. Whether it's animated or not, I don't know, but I do think they're setting up her own show. I've seen, if you want to see the video and check it out. But I do think that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness will be like a great jump pad point for Captain Carter, as it will give her a lot more popularity, and a lot of people that maybe didn't watch What If will be like, oh, I really like the character, she's so cool, I want to see more of her, and they go ahead and go see her show. So I think it benefits both sides. Us as fans, we recognize her and be like, oh my god, it's Captain Carter, and then other people will be like, oh, that character's kind of cool, let's go see her show. So that's how I think it's gonna work out, and I do think that she's gonna be in that show. In that movie, just because she's been super heavily rumored, and the writers have been really adamant, or the What If writers, saying that they really want this kid to show up in live action. And I just really think that all these things really add up to her showing up in What If. A lot of scoopers have also said that, so definitely I would expect a 99% chance that she's going to show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. For how long, we'll see, but she'll definitely show up. Okay, now, for other characters that I do think that we're going to show up, or other universes that we might travel to, we might travel to the Doctor Strange universe, the Supreme Doctor Strange, as I do think that he will be in the movie of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I do think that the little crystal, that the cliffhanger that we got at What If, wherever he has to watch over the crystal of Killmonger and Ultron, will eventually end up breaking, as there has been a lot, and I mean a lot of rumors, saying that Ultron does show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. One way or another, there has been a lot of rumors, and it would just make a lot of sense that it would be because of that, because the bubble broke free and now Ultron is back. So definitely expect Ultron to show up. The rumor says that there's a bunch of like Ultron army guys, not like the action in Ultron, but like a lot of Ultron army guys. So if I had to guess, I would probably say that the actual Ultron gets destroyed and Iron Soul loses to Killmonger, and Killmonger becomes the new leader of Ultron with the Infinity Stones. As the rumor also states that Ultron is no longer controlling the Ultron robots. It's actually somebody else controlling Ultron. So everything just matches together after that finale, saying like, oh yeah, Killmonger controls Ultron, and Ultron shows up in Multiverse of Madness because Killmonger breaks out of that mirror dimension. So it all just makes a lot of sense, and it would explain why they left that cliffhanger that Doctor Strange Supreme has to keep a watch, because at any instant that could break. So clearly, very important. They left that there. If not, they would have just ended the story. But I think they left that there for a reason. That is because these characters will show up again. And Killmonger is a big, huge character. It would be a great way to bring him back to the Marvel Universe. We know they were trying to find a lot of ways to bring him back. This would be a perfect way to bring him back. And we'll get to see more of Ultron, which I think everybody really enjoyed Ultron. So I'm definitely very hyped for that. And I would definitely enjoy listening that. I also do fully believe that Doctor Strange Supreme is going to be a key character on defeating Wanda, as we know that Wanda will be the main villain of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, trying to get her kids back and all that type of stuff. So I do think Doctor Strange Supreme, having experience with losing his marbles over love, will be very helpful to bring her back to her good side. And if that's not the case, then he's also the strongest Doctor Strange, as we saw in that finale. Like, whoa, he was incredibly strong, and I do think that his power will really be useful against Wanda, because I don't think this Doctor Strange will be able to take on Wanda after Wanda has read the Darkhold. So the Doctor Strange Supreme definitely needs to give him his support, and I think it would be really, really great to have him. So I do think that they're going to team up Doctor Strange, the regular Doctor Strange Supreme, which I do think makes a lot of sense because it's the same actor. They don't have to play a different actor. It's just the same actor, and it would not get leaked that, oh, this actor showed up in this set, because it's the actor of the movie, you know what I mean? And also, Captain Carter will show up. There was a bunch of rumors that T'Challa was going to show up, but of course, after his tragic death, he had to probably be cut out of the movie, which really, really sucks. I would have really enjoyed seeing him. So we'll see who they put in his place, or maybe they just didn't replace him at all. But like I said, Killmonger, I do think will show up with Ultron. So there's all those characters that I do think that they set up perfectly. And also, we might be able to see the Watcher as well. We'll see about that. Maybe not, maybe yeah. But it would be at least a cool Easter egg to at least have him in one shot in the background. I think that would at least be pretty cool. So yeah, those are the characters that I think will show up in Multiverse of Madness from What If. Now, what key concepts did What If introduce to the Marvel Universe that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness will probably play with? Well, some key concepts that that What If introduced were specifically shown in episode 4, which is our Doctor Strange episode. And one of those key concepts was an absolute point. And that's whenever you can't change that absolute point in time, or else the whole universe gets destroyed. As we saw with Doctor Strange, his absolute point was that Christine was going to die, and the fact that he changed it destroyed the whole universe. So clearly this is probably going to happen with Wanda, and Wanda's probably her absolute point is probably going to be that she can't save her kids, because that's her absolute point. If she saves her kids, then the whole universe gets destroyed. So I can definitely see that, and it would, in my opinion, make a lot of sense. So keep that in mind. That's probably going to be the absolute point that destroys the universe. And that's probably going to be like the big, big threat. Now, another key concept that they introduced in What If is the ability to be able to like change or to split somebody to make different decisions. As we saw in episode 4, once again, whenever the Asian one split Doctor Strange to make 2 different decisions. One, Doctor Strange tried to save Christine and learn and consume all those creatures and became super powerful, becoming Doctor Strange Supreme. And the other did not go to save Christine that night, and then he had to fight Doctor Strange Supreme so that he wouldn't save Christine. So she split these 2 characters, even though they were the same one, she split them in the same timeline to make different decisions, causing 2 variants of the character in the same timeline. You know what I mean? Which is really crazy. And I do think we might see this again in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It's so hard to pronounce. But why do I think we might see this? Well, we might see this with Wanda. Like maybe Doctor Strange splits her, making her like take different decisions, and then we get one fully evil Wanda and one good Wanda to like even out the board. And that way maybe evil Wanda gets killed, but good Wanda lives, and so on and so on. Or maybe it might get used against Doctor Strange to make different decisions. Who knows? But I do think that key concept was like really big. I was like, whoa, this is like a huge key concept. And I do think that they might use it for the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, because if not, I don't think they would have introduced this huge key concept into the show. And the other thing is that, in that again from that same episode, is that you can consume power from people. We saw Doctor Strange eating all these creatures to consume power, and I do think that we're going to see this again in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, whether it's from Doctor Strange or probably most likely Wanda consuming power to be able to save her kids. Very similar to Doctor Strange's story from consuming power to save Christine. I think it's definitely very similar, and I definitely do think that Wanda would probably go there to save her kids, you know what I mean? We saw how much she went for Vision, so imagine for her kids, So definitely think that might happen, or maybe Mortal, Mortal's supposed to show up in this. I mean, we saw him try to consume power in the post-credit scene of Doctor Strange, so maybe he's still consuming power. Maybe he becomes like super powerful now. It's really depends on whatever they want to do with it, whoever they want to upgrade to a different power level. but I definitely think those would be used to upgrade characters to a way higher power level and just make them so much stronger. Shuma Gorath was also rumored to be like a huge main villain for this movie, which is like this little tentacle thing that showed up in What If, and it showed up in 2 episodes. The first one was in the Carter episode, whenever she got sucked into the portal, and then she came back out, and it seemed like she had killed him or her. I don't know what it is, Shuma Gorath. I don't know if it's a him or she, but it seemed like she had killed that Shuma Gorath thing. So maybe during that time she was in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I don't know, but it's definitely very interesting to know that that was the case. And maybe it still will show up in our universe, as we know that's a different universe. But in my opinion, I think it actually relates to Doctor Strange Supreme being in the movie, and him actually using his tentacles against Wanda or whatever other character there is. And that's why there was a huge bunch of rumors saying, oh, we discovered via effects of Shuma Gorath. It's going to be in the movie. Well, it was probably for Doctor Strange Supreme using those powers of Shuma Gorath. As you know, Doctor Strange Supreme consumes Shuma Gorath, and now he has like those huge tentacles. So that would make a lot of sense in my opinion, and that would be awesome. Another huge setup that this show did was being able to fight across multiverses. As we saw, like whenever Ultron was like fighting the Watcher, and every punch crossing through multiverse and multiverse and multiverse and multiverse. Well, definitely expect it to happen again, especially with America Chavez joining the team in this movie. She has been confirmed for this movie. Kevin Feige confirmed her last December during this season Investor Day. And what are her powers specifically? Well, she can travel through multiverses, and she cracks the multiverses open. You know, she just like whenever Ultron was like fighting the Watcher, and like it seemed like they were cracking the multiverses. Yeah, it's the same thing here. She cracks through the multiverses, and she can just travel through multiverses. That's her power, and I definitely think this is going to come in handy, especially since it already set up like the visually how it's probably going to look. That's probably how it's going to look live action wise. She's going to keep cracking through the multiverses, and we might see another fight like that whenever they're punching and we travel through multiverses. So that would be awesome, and I think it's a really good setup for this visually awesome fight that I think that we'll have. So yeah, that'll be it. Ultimately, I do think that at the end we're gonna have like a whole team, probably the Illuminati, whatever it's called, from the comics, which includes Doctor Strange, and we will probably have Professor X, as he's been heavily rumored. There has been like leaks and that type of stuff. So Professor X will probably be in it, and then Captain Carter, which I definitely think she's a guarantee for this movie, and she will not die. I can probably 100% say that, as they really set up her future through the MCU with the post-credit scene of What If. So there you go, Captain Carter. And then maybe Doctor Strange Supreme. Maybe not. We'll see. I really hope he does show up, because not making him in live action is kind of criminal. Like, have you seen his powers? They're amazing. But maybe Doctor Strange, and then Killmonger. Killmonger might be in the team, or he might be a villain. We'll see. Maybe he'll be in the team just because Wanda is really powerful and she can actually like fight him. We'll see what they decide to do with Killmonger and Ultron, because like I said, Ultron is heavily rumored for this movie. So we'll see what they decide to do with that. I'm definitely very curious for that. But I think they really set up a really good multiversal team for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and setting up universes that we can travel with, even if it's like for a really small moment, just so we can get the Easter egg and be like, oh, that's from What If, yeah, and just give fans a moment of happiness. You know, I don't think they like did some heavy setup, except for the key concepts, which I'm sure they will explain in Multiverse of Madness. It's just that the What If set him up so he can be previously exposed to them. But like I said, What If, I don't think they set up like so much that you have to see it before you watch this movie, because I don't think so, just because it's an animated series. I think they counted it with less people watching the series, but I do think that they definitely added a lot of things that will make the movie, the experience of watching Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, even better, with characters like Captain Carter, Doctor Strange Supreme, all these different universes that we know, maybe even zombies, Ultron coming back, and the key concepts. I definitely think it makes a lot of sense. And Shuma Gorath, it might actually still show up in the movie, like I said. It could be from Doctor Strange Supreme, or it could actually be a main villain. I have heard 2 different versions of the plot, rumored versions. One of them is like Shuma Gorath is like the main villain and for the first act, like it's the first monster that they had to fight. So maybe that's the case. We'll see, but they definitely gave them like at least some setup in What If, which I definitely think will be fun. And like I said, maybe that time whenever Captain Carter was in like that portal with Shuma Gorath, she's joined Doctor Strange to kill it. So definitely very interesting to know, and definitely very interesting to think about. My bad. But yeah, that's the setup for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And yeah, I definitely think it was pretty great. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I would very much appreciate it. Or if you find it informative, then please leave a like. It's so helpful. Like, please leave a like. Thank you. As well, subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this. Definitely should subscribe. I have a lot more content on Marvel, like I said. I'm still have more content coming in for What If. So if you want more content from that, then definitely should subscribe. As well as just other movies and shows in general, you should definitely check out a bunch of other content and subscribe for more. And lastly, comment down below on what you think of these setups. Do you think that What If maybe set up another thing that I just didn't think about? Or do you think another character is going to show up in What If that we don't know? Definitely very interesting to see. So definitely make sure to comment down below what you think of this What If setting up Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And like I said, tell me which character you want from What If to show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I'm definitely very curious. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is JJ Entertainment. Out.